What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Ashley. We are here again for another episode of our Journey of Love. I'm here with the husband.
What's up, y'all?
How you doing?
I'm good.
You good today?
I'm good.
You looking good?
Am I?
Yes.
Well, you know, I've been drinking milk lately.
Oh, you know what? I can't. So we have, as many of our listeners know, we just recently celebrated our anniversary.
Yep, we did.
Super exciting time. We have been celebrating all year. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, all year, all month.
Yeah, I'll say the month part.
I don't know about all year. We've definitely been celebrating all month. Husband has had a few surprises for me. Took me to an LMA concert and took a little little quick weekender to LA. Partied it up for the weekend.
Yep. LA was nice.
It was really nice little getaway.
Yep, hung out with some friends. Shout out to my folk out there in LA.
Ooh, yes, thank you. We had an excellent, amazing time with you all. What else did we do? We had a nice little dinner this past weekend. And we just been living it up. Celebrating life.
Living that best life.
Yes, that's exactly what we've been doing. So, as you all know, our last episode, if you have not checked it out, please go back and check out episode 5. We discussed Philmore's proposal and how things didn't exactly go how he planned it. So we just figured we'll keep the little theme going with weddings. Since we did a proposal episode, we decided that we would talk about preparing for the walk.
Dun, dun, dun.
Not Dang, you made it seem like that was terrible. Sheesh.
I mean, not terrible.
It's supposed to be a happy time.
It is.
Gave us a little doom music. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, the walk.
Yes.
You know, that's that walk forever.
That is correct. That is that forever walk. That is why you have to be prepared. You definitely do have to be prepared. So before we get into the serious stuff, I just want to go over a few things. This is mostly for my ladies out there. Since we are discussing preparing for the walk, so after your guy proposes, this is one of my pet peeves now. The one thing that we like to do after we get proposed to, what we like to do, babe? Show the ring off, right?
Yep.
We won't put it on Instagram. We all of a sudden waving with our left hand. We talking with our left hand. We gonna do everything in the world to show that ring off. Mm-hmm. But ladies, let me tell you something. This is real serious. Go get your nails done. Please. Don't nobody want to see that beautiful ring with them crusty cuticles. Please go get your nails done. I don't want to see that. I hate when I see pictures. Especially on Instagram, the ring be like, oh, that is really nice. But why is her cuticles look like that? The polish be chipped like, girl. Please. Cause I told Philmore when we were dating, whenever he felt like he got to the point where he wanted to propose to me, to make sure my nails was done. Don't put that ring on my finger if my nails don't look good. Did I not?
You did. But I'm gonna just keep it real. I did not remember that by the time I gave it to her. So,
but it don't matter. My nails stay done. But it just so happened I had just got them freshly done, so it was all good. But I'm just saying, I definitely told you that because I hate that. But no, seriously, just after the proposal period, just remember to just kind of breathe and enjoy each other. That's definitely an exciting time, and you want to just kind of take that in and celebrate each other and enjoy each other. Make sure that you announce it to your close family and friends before you put it on social media. I'm telling you, they can cause some ill feelings. We don't know personally because we actually told our people before.
Oh, yeah. I was just trying to say, what? Something I don't know about?
No. We did it the right way, but this is just a warning. Don't just post it and have kin folks and everything find it out via social media. That's all I'm saying.
You say that, but, people going to do what they want to do.
That's true. I'm just trying to prevent them some heartache and headache. I'm just trying to help them out. Give them a little word of advice.
Some folk embrace it.
I mean, I guess. I guess.
Everybody put their lives on social media, so they're ready.
Yeah. Yeah. And just be prepared to tell the engagement story a billion, gazillion, trillion times. I don't know how many times I had to tell that story after Philmore proposed to me. It got to the point where I was just like, yeah, he did it in a park.
He gave him the rush version.
Exactly. It started off with all the details. Oh, yes, he did this and this and this and this and this. And you know, about the 100th time of saying, I was like, we was walking in the park and he just dropped down on a knee, and that's that happened.
You made me sound so basic around here.
But it wasn't even that. It was just, I'm tired of telling it. Like, I just wanted to put a post up, but like, listen, please refer to my social media post that I posted on whatever date, and there's a story. Because I got so tired of telling people. Like, honestly, I did. I really did. Just being honest. Only it mattered to me. I know what happened. You know what happened. I know how special the moment was.
Oh, I know what happened because I was there.
As was I. So, you know, that's all that matters. But most importantly, my most important thing I would say to everybody, and this is just not for the ladies, this is for everyone who is considering marriage, is to make sure that you actually prepare for the marriage more so than you're preparing for your wedding. The wedding is one day, and after that, it gets real. So I definitely think
facts.
A lot of people spend so much time on picking the right flowers, the colors, the dresses, you know, all the accessories, and
the women. let's be clear with that. The women.
But some men are involved in that process.
Who?
Some men are involved.
I don't know.
You was involved in the wedding process and the planning process. Were you not?
I was.
Okay, you was at every vendor meeting. That was probably so you can keep tabs on how much I was spending.
Man. Listen. Let me tell y'all something. If there was a way for me to just sit there and say, huh? Okay. Without getting my head bit off, it would have.
I don't know what you're talking about. But some men actually like to be in the planning process. That's why I said some, not all.
Well, I mean, you know, a nice 10%.
So that's some.
Right. A little bit.
But, and while all that is great and all of that is exciting, put more effort into actually preparing for your actual marriage itself. So what we're going to talk about today is just some of the things that Philmore and I actually did to prepare ourselves for our marriage. And some of the things that we learned during this process. And hopefully it helps you and your spouse out, or your future spouse or current significant other, whatever the case may be. So, babe, I'll let you take over from here on how we kind of prepared. Y'all, you looking at me real crazy when I say
I'm going to tell y'all this. Look, listen. Now, I'm going to give you the real story here.
Oh, tell us.
Now, there's two sides to this now. Her side and
the
my
truth.
side.
Everybody know my side, the truth. Everybody know that already from
and
episode 1.
And my side. I can only tell it from my side.
Your side ain't right.
Yeah, from my side. What do you mean?
Go ahead. Go ahead and tell your story. Start going clean up like I do.
How can you clean it up?
Go ahead.
Because it's my side.
Go ahead. I'm listening. Story time with Phil. And go.
Dang. Anyway, during the whole marriage process, you know, from my end, you know, the bills for the wedding had to be paid and things had to be done. So from my end, it was a whole lot of work. Sleep, work. Oh, we got to go meet who? Work.
Yes.
It was a whole lot of work. I had to work a lot. I don't think I've ever worked that hard to see my money go into one place for 8 hours.
Yes.
Ever.
It was. Philmore definitely was working his butt off. I mean, I was working too. I don't want y'all to think I was just over here being a bum.
Yeah, she was working. For my folks out there, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Right. But understand that Philmore and I had a goal, and we had sat down and really established what it is that we wanted from our wedding, and financially what made sense. Our goal was to pay our wedding off in cash.
Amen.
Praise the Lord. We did that.
Amen.
Not a debt taken out, not a credit card swipe, nothing.
No
that
loan.
wedding was completely paid in cash. And that was our goal. So mission accomplished.
Yeah, I was determined. I told her, I'm like, I'm not owing anybody.
Yes.
By the time the wedding gets here.
Because we did not want to start off our marriage in debt. Not that kind
not
of
paying
debt.
for no wedding.
No, if I'm going to be in debt, it's going to be because of a house or something, not no party. Because that's what it was.
I mean, it was more than a party, but.
I mean, yeah, but after the wedding was a party.
Right. But, yeah, y'all get the point. I mean, but, yeah, it was a whole lot of stress on my end. It was a whole lot of stress.
Yeah.
Because it was a whole lot of boxes that need to be checked off. And for some reason, there was this magical book, a notepad, or a list of the things you have to do preparing for this wedding. I was like, who made this?
First of all,
I wanted to email them and then just tell them, where did you get this? Because, you know what I'm saying? Men don't get this list. You ask any man about this list, they don't know nothing about this list. You have to do this.
You were definitely clueless about
it.
Like,
you didn't know you're supposed to do this? No.
Yeah, he didn't know.
No. You're supposed to do this during this time. And I'm like, who cares?
I do. And I do.
So, I mean, so
needless to say, I kept the checklist to make sure we was on task and hitting all milestones along the way. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. When you become a man, they don't give you no manual checklist on a wedding. They don't give us that. They give it to y'all.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I bet your man made it too.
Oh my goodness.
I bet he did. He probably some blonde haired, blue eyed, 250-pound man.
Oh, he's writing the book. He's passing it out so it's that bird.
Yeah.
Onto it.
Yeah, he had it in Barnes and Nobles.
Oh my goodness.
Tell me what to do.
No, baby, you just didn't know. That's fine. Most men don't. That's okay.
All men don't. Okay, my bad. The 10%. The 10%. Man, if you a 10%er, holla at me. You part of the 10%. Holla at me. But yeah. So it was stressful on my end. You know, trying to keep up and check out all these boxes. And we got to do this and do that.
And still spending quality time.
Right.
And then it was, I think about it now and I look back and I kind of be like, what were we doing? Because during our wedding process, we had the audacity to take not one, but 2 trips during this whole planning process.
That wasn't easy.
I don't know what we was thinking.
It looked easy on them pictures, but it wasn't easy.
It wasn't. But, you know, we did that to get away, one, to spend time, but to kind of just alleviate some of the stress. But then it was like when I got to those places, I can't speak for Philmore, but when I got to those places, I'm like, man, we spending money. We could have finished paying for this for the money we spent for this trip.
One thing about that.
He wasn't, I was. Because it's not like we went to the next state. We went to Iceland and we went to Barcelona. Like, what were we doing? I don't know. I guess living our life. Either way, the wedding was still paid for. So right. I guess we was doing something right.
I needed a quick time out. That's what we needed.
That's what it was. And it was a time of refreshing and coming back and getting right back on the grind. That's exactly what it was. So I guess it was worth it in the end. So,
I mean, how was it on your end though?
Stressful. It was definitely stressful. But when it comes to certain things, typically I don't like to plan stuff because it just takes a lot of brain power, and my job already takes a lot of brain power. So I don't like to do a lot of things that requires my full attention and dedication all the time, because I'm doing that for 9-10 hours a day already. So it was stressful from the point of pretty much just keep in check to make sure we have everything checked out, to make sure we have all the vendors and to make sure, the bridesmaids have the information they need to get their dresses and their shoes, and making sure everybody was paid for, keeping receipts, keeping contracts, it was a lot. It was definitely a lot. But I was also the one that was in charge of finding ways to reduce the bill.
Amen.
For all vendors. So yeah, I would tell Philmore, I'm like, hey, we need this. This is what they saying. He'd be like, nah. So I'd be like, okay, cool. Hold on. Let me see what I can work out. Find somebody else. And most of the time, we didn't have to find anybody else. It was just a matter of, listen, if I take this and do this and do that and do that and do this, and I would give you a flat fee of this, can we do that? Can we make it work? Yes. All right, cool. Babe, we can do this. That work for you? Yeah, that works. All right, cool. So I was also a negotiator during this process. But I will say I think our whole team was good. All the way from,
I agree.
The event coordinator, all the way down to,
the photographer,
the DJ, the makeup artist. Everybody was on point. If I had to do it again, I would hire them all over again. Everybody was just phenomenal.
Yeah, everybody was good. Shout out to our photographer.
Yes.
Photographers.
Yes, photographers. Yes.
Because I had to be sold.
Philmore had to be sold. I didn't. I actually found a photographer on Instagram. I've been following him for a while, but once Philmore told me that, asked me to marry him.
She already knew who he was.
I did. I was like, that was the only thing I knew. I didn't know anything else. I said, all I know is I want this photographer. I don't care what it costs, because I was not budging on pictures. I was like, I don't care what it costs. This is who I want. Just so happened we went to a bridal show, and he was there. The photographer was there along with his wife. I was like, oh my gosh, I've been following y'all. Da 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 da. And
yep, she was like, she saw an artist or something, a rapper, yes. And she was just so excited. I was just like,
who is that? I'm like, this is going to be our photographer. He's like, okay.
Yep. Sound good.
Yeah.
With that bottom line talk about.
Yeah. It was definitely an investment. I put it like that. But the pictures that we have are absolutely stunning. It was absolutely amazing. The service was excellent. And like you said, we had 2 photographers, and I would suggest that. I would have never thought to get 2 photographers. I just wouldn't have. But after the day we had, it totally makes sense. Mm-hmm. It totally makes sense. So that is a little tidbit I would drop in there. See if you can get 2 photographers because I pretty much think they captured everything. One was with Philmore the bulk of the day. The other photographer was with me. And then when we was at the service, they were wherever they were. I didn't see them.
But the pictures,
ninjas. They were like ninjas. I didn't see them until they actually came and grabbed us during our reception and surprised us with a sneak preview of some of the pictures that they had taken that day. So, amazing time.
Yeah. Our coordinator, he was on point.
On point. I
was sold on his presentation.
The only thing that got Philmore was that the guy told him that he starts on time. He believes in being on time. Philmore is very punctual. I am not. I'm on time-ish. My thing is if I get there within a 30-minute window, we good. I'm on time.
I don't see how that's possible.
It works.
I mean, it's not even CP time. It's just like when I get there.
I mean, I get there when I get there. I don't. I don't know what you want me to do.
I'll get there. What time it start? 8. I'll get there.
Around 9, 9:15. So, it gets to the point, anyone who knows me personally know if you give me a time to kind of expect me 30 minutes after that particular time. But I will say that I've gotten better since I have been married to you, since you are so punctual. So I'm now, instead of a 30 to 45 minute, I'm kind of down to 15 to 20. So I'm still on time-ish. He done dropped his head.
Boy, so he be just, you can't even say nothing no more. It just be looking like.
Yeah, he doesn't.
She'll ask me, what time I need to be ready?
And I'm still not ready.
Be like, you, the thing about it is you give her the cushion time and she still be beyond the cushion time. Be like, God, you killed me.
And he just sits on the couch and just keeps looking at his watch or his cell phone, and he'll come and pick in a room every once in a while, and he won't say nothing though. He'll just give me a look and just walk out.
It then has the nerve sometimes to try to rush me like it's gonna take me forever.
Because this is my thing.
Like,
you already know I'm gonna be tardy, right? So my thinking is, since you know I'm gonna be tardy, by the time I get ready, there's no reason you shouldn't be ready because you are on time. So if I'm ready and you're not, then I'm looking at you like, bruh, you had like an extra 35 minutes to get your entire life, and you still not ready.
But I'm always ready.
Okay.
I'm always ready.
Okay.
I taken a nap in the middle of her process of getting ready and still was ready before her.
He be pushing it with that nap though.
She be over there. I know she be burning me like, you just really gonna take a nap?
I mean.
Yep.
We could be leaving at 6. This man would lay there for a nap at 5. Like, bro, what you doing? We leaving in an hour.
Yeah, at 6, I'm over here ready and suited and booted and ready to go. Here she go. Oh God. She grabbing a grocery bag because she got this, her earrings, something for her hair.
Because I gotta get finished getting dressed in the car. Because I can't wear everything.
I'm ready.
I'm not walking downstairs in them heels. I'm gonna have my little Nike slides on. And I'm gonna put them shoes on when we about 2 minutes away from the destination.
Hair still got pins in it.
It does. My hair is gonna be done 2 minutes before we get to the destination. Everything.
That means she needs overtime while we're in the car to get ready. We'll be looking at it, be like,
child, stop. Stop. Just cut it out.
All right, but continue.
Just cut it out. So yeah, we all want to help you prepare for your marriage and not just your wedding day. So one of the things that Philmore and I did to prepare for marriage was that we did premarital counseling. And if it's not something you're considering, I would suggest that you do consider it. I know within the African American community, counseling is very taboo. And sometimes it has a negative connotation to it, but it was actually very, very, very beneficial to us, because it allowed us to learn some things about ourselves and about each other that I don't think we really hit on if we not gone.
Right.
So how was counseling for you? Like, what did you learn from the counseling process in general?
Counseling was pretty good to me. At first I didn't think I was gonna need it. Mm-hmm. You know, like you said, it was just the whole African American thing. I don't need no counselor type deal. But you know, I was open minded and said I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I wasn't gonna put up no fight just to see what it was. Because at first I was like, I've been knowing as long as I know you. I was like, but I said it could be some stuff that I don't know.
Right.
That possibly we could find out this, that, and the other and stuff about me.
Right.
And so, the whole process was good. The videos, the books they want us to read, opened up my eyes and looked at things differently. Mm-hmm. And I right now I appreciate it. Even, while we was doing it, I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, this wasn't bad. It wasn't, bad like I thought it was going to be, or,
Well, why did you think it was going to be bad? Like, what do you mean by you think it's going to be bad?
Just the aspect of the unknown.
Oh, okay.
Going just to see a counselor. I've never gone to no counselor.
Right.
Besides my student counselor at school. Just be sitting there and talk about feelings and stuff. That's something you go to your parents for. You'd be like, "Ma, Dad, let me holler at you." But
right.
But it's pretty good. I mean, I would suggest everybody should go through that. Mm-hmm. Because you have somebody there who's unbiased, who doesn't know you. Mm-hmm. Don't know each other, and they're not gonna prejudge, and they're not there to judge. They're just there to help listen to both, right, and give a perspective that you might not see,
right.
So it's good. It's good when you have something like that, a third party that's going to help you out, to see both sides of the story.
I think my perspective was a little bit differently. I was like you in the sense that we've known each other for so long. So I really didn't know if there was anything else that I could gather or potentially learn from the situation. But counseling proved me wrong. You know, it definitely brought a different light, a different spin, just like you were saying to it. So I think it was good. Was there anything in particular that you learned that kind of resonated with you out of everything else?
Well, I guess the counselor was able to kind of give me a heads up and school me on, you know, cause he was married. He was able to give me some advice as far as like, you know, stop thinking my kind of way and think about your kind of way of how you want to be received. And, you know, how do you want me to listen to you? Cause, you know, we thinking that this is what you want, but you know, it might be something else. So it just gave me other avenues as far as to how to communicate with you. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he gave me some good tips or stuff like that. So
yeah. Likewise for me, I think it just gave me a different perspective on, I guess, the husband role in general, and kind of some of the things that you all as husbands go through, and just how, you know, you need us to be there, you know, while you're going through those certain things. And I think the other thing that really helped us a lot was the 5 love languages. That was a really good book. If you haven't read that, please go read that book. It's the 5 Love Languages. I believe it's by Gary Chapman, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Amazing book. And it pretty much just walks you through your love language, like what resonates with you, how you receive and or give love. And those love languages are words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts, quality times, and acts of service. So it's pretty much just like a quiz that you take, answer the questions, and it gives you a score. I know my top one was quality time. And I had 2 others that were within like 1 or 2 points of each other. And those were receiving gifts and acts of service. So pretty much what that translates to me is, for quality time is that I require one-on-one focused interaction with, in this case, Philmore. And that was important that we learned that too, because, you know, Philmore and I were long distance, and him knowing that quality time was a big thing for me, it was something that we focused on for the sake of our relationship. Now, I think that's also important because I think that could have possibly been misunderstood by Philmore had he not, or had we not even kind of addressed those type of had we not addressed that book. Because it could have been, if you think about it, that quality time, it could have been, or you could have perceived it as me being needy, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, dang, I was just there. Like, why she did da. And I think that's what a lot of, you know, people might or may consider that is.
Right.
So I think that will help out anyone, you know, if you're dating someone or with someone, you just like, dang, they want all my time. Just stop and think about it for a second. Is it that they just want all your time? Are they really needy, or is that really their love language, where that's the most time when they feel love, when they have that one-on-one time with you, and when they don't get it, then they don't feel like they're being loved. So I think that was one of the things that counseling helped us address too, where I might say I love Philmore, but I might be demonstrating my love through, let's just say, words of affirmation. Like, I'm telling him he's great. You're doing so wonderful, yada, 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 whoop, whoop, whoop. But his love language is actually acts of service. So here I am thinking I'm showing him love, but he's not receiving it as that, because his love language is actually acts of service. Like if I was to cook him dinner, or to do something to help alleviate his load, anything to kind of express my love. And the same with him. I mean, it just so happens that his love language was acts of service.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So that's his love languages, and that's how he expresses love. So he does stuff for me. He shows me stuff. And when he understood that my language, while that's one of them, my top one was quality time. It was like, okay, yes, I must still show you love, but I'm also going to make sure that I give you this one-on-one focused time that you need so that you can feel like you are valued and that I actually love you.
That is correct. Mm-hmm. She's correct on that. And, yes, mine is acts of service. Mm-hmm. And that, before me reading the book, I didn't know, I knew it, but, before I read the book, I didn't know that was part of a love language, but that's just, in the grand scheme of things, that's just how I am as far as, acts of service. Cause, a lot of people know that if they really, really know me, that I'll, do anything by myself. And then it's just, I might not say, hey, could you put this, box together or whatever, this table together,
right.
I will do it by myself, but if you go ahead and do it, then I'm gonna be like, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you on the team. You got me.
Right.
Without me to say it.
Right.
So yeah, that was, and she got it, after.
Yes. Winner.
Yeah, cause I mean, some people can, think they're, doing what they're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And it could be just misleading. It's just part of the communication thing. So I suggest everybody read this book. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if it's just somebody you're just interested with, you can just read it or even, read it, take the quiz for yourself. So, specifically, and it's pretty much accurate on how you like to be loved and you want somebody to communicate that with you. And so if you are with someone and then you feel like they're not getting you, it's maybe because, they're trying to figure you out or don't understand and you haven't told them how you like to receive. So if you, let them know or even just have them read this book. Yeah. And it'll teach them, hey, okay, well, shoot, maybe my way of trying to make corny jokes is not
right
how you like to be, communicated or
exactly.
Me always helping you in the kitchen might be just me in the way or
right. Right.
So just
their language might not be acts of service.
Right. So if it's somebody you really, if you interested with and you like just okay, just let me just try this approach and see how they reciprocate it towards me and see if it changes.
Yeah. I really think that will alleviate some of the miscommunication because I think that's a common thing in a lot of relationships where you are thinking that you're doing something for your spouse or your significant other. You're thinking that you are expressing love or you're thinking that you're being supportive or whatever the case may be. And then they sit there and tell you, but you're not doing this. And you're like, what do you mean? I've done this. Like, yes, I am. No, you're not. Right. So that definitely goes back to the communication. I know we had an episode about that a few episodes ago. It's critical that you understand your partner and that you study your partner. I know one of the things Philmore and I, that's coming to mind right now is one thing that I would say quite frankly is like, Philmore, you're not listening to me. And he's like, no, I hear you. I'm like, no, you're not listening to me. He's like, and he'll like repeat what I said. I'm like, but no, you're not listening to me. I need you to hear me. He's like, no, but I hear you. I'm like, no, but you don't hear me. And essentially what it was just a miscommunication, but based on some of his reactions to what I was saying, for me, I took that as you're not listening. And in actuality, he was listening, but it just didn't look like he was,
Facts. My facial expressions can be misguided. I can be.
Right.
Can attest to that.
So just little things like that. And I wouldn't say too for the gift giving because I think that was 1 point less than quality time for me. I'm really big on gifts, for me. And again, this could be something that can be misconstrued as negative because I've seen a lot of relationships and I've heard of a lot of relationships where the guy's like, or some relationships I've seen with a woman, it's like he or they always want something. It's always this. It's always that. It's like, show me this, buy me this, do this. Now, it might not be the fact, and they get, or could, erroneously be labeled as a gold digger, you know, but that might not be the case. It may be, but it might not, you know, because some people express and receive love by gifts. And I know this was big for me because of how I value money. My thinking with the gifts is that you go to work, you work all these hours, and you thought enough about me to go out and purchase something just for me. That means a lot because I know how I am with my money. Like, I'm just, listen, I don't like you like that, child. I ain't spending the money. What, you say what? I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Tightwad is not, it's not even enough. The name.
So just knowing that about me, when someone gives me something, and it's ironic that I'm a tight, as he says, a tightwad, but I'm also very giving at the same time because I give to those who I love and adore. So Philmore can say what he want. He done got some nice gifts out of me.
That's true.
Okay now. But yeah, that's just one thing. So when I get gifts, I'm like, oh wow, this means a lot. And it doesn't matter how big or small the gift is. It was just the fact that you thought enough about me to go out and get me a gift and spend your hard-earned money on me. That means a lot. So just tidbit. They may not be a gold digger. They may actually just receive love by gifts.
Fellas, make sure that's her love language now.
That's why I said maybe.
Don't be out here.
Maybe
don't
now.
Be out here sponsoring.
Maybe.
That's not her
because
love language.
The difference would be that person would be very appreciative. I have seen, matter of fact, let me just take a brief pause. It was something on Instagram. And here I go with Instagram, I know. Where this guy had gifted his girlfriend a gift. And she threw the gift back at him, said, this is not what I wanted, da-da-da-da-da, and proceeded to cuss him out and call him everything but a child of God. And if it's a response like that, that's golden. Point blank in the period.
She wouldn't get none of that from me.
Not a thing.
Nothing.
Not a thing. Not even a phone call.
She couldn't even get the lint in my pockets.
Not the lint, child. Nope. Not even a penny? Yeah. So, that was
cause I work hard for my coins.
Absolutely.
This bag over here is
absolutely. Say it again. So yeah, that is just a few of the tidbits that we learned while we was in counseling. So we definitely would encourage anyone who is considering marriage to definitely go through marriage counseling because it provides, it just provides you a different outlook on life in general and on relationships, and kind of gives you a different way to understand your spouse. So it was really good for us. And like I said, it doesn't matter how long you've known each other. Philmore and I have known each other 18 plus years. So I thought I knew everything it is. I needed to know. I'm like, I know this man. I'm about to get in here. This counseling about to be a breeze.
Yeah. Going to counseling? This is going to be a breeze.
It's going to be a breeze. Like, I know him. I know all the answers to whatever question they're going to ask me. I'm like, this, chapa. And wrong answer. That goes along with my erroneous thinking of, since we known each other so long, that marriage would be a breeze. I thought for some reason we would just be exempt for some of the trials and tribulations that marriage has. Silly me, huh? Just being honest. So
yeah. Go get, marriage counseling is good. Great. Even if you're not even trying to get married, I would suggest everybody go get the book.
Yes.
Read the book.
Absolutely.
They have the book for single people as well.
They do. Yep. Singles, married, I think military too. I think they have a teenage version or a child version.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But read the book, please, because therefore you can, it will help you out even on your dating.
It will. It definitely will. So go get that book, 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman.
Right, because, before I even proposed to her, when we first started, I bought the single version. Yep. She told me about the book and I was like, this book.
There he go. Being a typical guy.
It's said, I'm not finna get this book. And then some just told me to go get this book. And I went and got the book, and she was shocked. She was like, you're not going to read it. And then I read it. I didn't read it when I first got it, but eventually I read it. Told her I read it and, explain what I learned. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it helped me out.
It helps you out.
Mm-hmm.
That's
so
good.
Yeah. So anybody out there, just go get the book. Go get the book. Even if you ain't dating nobody, go get the book. Mm-hmm. Go get one of the books. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Gonna help you out.
He actually has another book I think we should read too. It's called there you go. It's called The Apology Language. He now has a book. I think he co-authored that with someone though.
Apology language,
yeah.
Say I'm sorry. Can I find a way to say I'm sorry?
To how people receive it. I don't remember all of them off top, but one is like taking accountability. Another one is like, what are you going to do, to rectify the situation? So pretty much, I can't remember the other three, but pretty much what you expect with an apology. And so I glanced over, some of the summary of some of the chapters. I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. I definitely think it's something we should look into because, everyone takes apology different. You might just want me to be accountable and say, you know what? Yes, I messed up, and you'll be satisfied. But with me, you can say, yeah, I messed up, but I'm like, okay, we know you messed up, but what you gonna do about it? Like, so I think that's something we should check out too. We should check it out, let the people know how they go.
All right.
You down for that?
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop. All right. We got a task. We got a homework assignment. So, Philmore and I have definitely came up with some questions to help you all out when it comes to preparing yourself for marriage. Some questions that you should be asking your partner throughout this whole process, even if you're just, early on in your engagement. Listen, these are questions that need answers. Okay?
Or questions, for people who are thinking about getting married. And,
yes.
Fellas, if you thinking, hey, this might be the person, or if she could be a candidate.
Yes.
Some of the questions you could ask them. Mm-hmm. To get, kind of feedback because, hey, this is forever now. Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to say I do. And you be like, what? I ain't know that.
Right.
What?
Right.
So conversations need to happen, and it needs to happen in more than once. Like we said before, Philmore and I had plenty of conversations. And even with all the conversations we had, there were still things after we got married when it was like, wait, what?
Look, let me tell you something. These conversations need to be had for real because, especially before you get married, because you don't want to go through the whole, you got married and then a lot of this baggage come out and then now you're like, oh man, what did I just do? Yeah.
And it's important though when you're talking that you'll be 100% honest. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people who put on a persona throughout the dating and even the engagement process. I'm not even sure how long they kept that up because typically people break by then. They mask comes off, if you will. But it's important to be honest because this is a serious lifetime commitment. Marriage is intended to be forever. And you don't want to lead someone on. You don't want to portray yourself to be someone that you think they want or that you think they need in their life. You don't want to do that. It's very important to be yourself, to be truthful with your answers. And if your answers don't line up to what you have in mind for yourself, it's okay for you to walk away. It really is. If it don't, work, don't force it. I mean, that's just what it is. If it don't fit, don't force it. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've seen people in situations, even some personal friends of mine, where it's like, well, I've already went this far, so I just might as well. Like, no, what do you mean? That's not a reason to get married. Like, what do you mean? There have been a couple of weddings that I have just skipped because I'm like, I don't support this because you're getting married for the wrong reasons. Right. You're getting married to the convenient woman that we talked about a couple episodes. You're getting married to a convenient woman that you don't even like. Like, what do you? No, I'm not going to be there. Because as soon as they say that somebody here object, I'm standing up. So you don't want me at your wedding.
I'm going to pull in there. But just to piggyback on what you said, people, I would suggest this. Do not use, men and women, please do not use being proposed or engaged to mask your problems.
Please don't.
It's only temporary, and it's going to be worse when it explodes.
Absolutely.
So don't use that as a Band-Aid or a cover-up.
Correct.
For bigger problems.
Correct.
Because you might had a issue, a month ago, and you like, okay, we good. No. You need to iron that out. You need to really make sure y'all good. Don't use this as a Band-Aid.
You got to get to the root of the problem. If there's an issue, I'm a firm believer of getting to the root of the problem. Like, we can address, a lot of people just address the symptoms. Like, oh, you did this, this, and this, and this, and I ain't like that. Okay, but why did they do that? What was the reasoning behind it? So I think I'm definitely in a place now where I'm just like, okay, yeah, you said that, but why did you say it? Where did that come from? That came from a place, and we need to figure out what's going on with that. We can deal with this later, but I need to know the root, So it's very important that when you're dealing with those issues that you are open, honest, and that you really deal with the issue in hand. Remember that you are not fighting each other. Because I think that's another thing. I know we talked about briefly in our communication episode of not fighting each other, but tackling and fighting the problem at hand together. So like I said before, Philmore and I came up with just a couple of questions. We just have 10 questions to give you all. Now, this does not mean you just ask these 10 questions and that's it. Of course, this is just kind of a guideline, a foundation. You know, you're in your relationship. You know what you want. If you're not in a relationship, you know what you kind of expect or what you desire to have. So you tailor these questions around, your particular situation. But the first question we came up with is, why do you want to get married? This is a question that you and your potential spouse needs to answer. This is important because not everybody wants to get married for the same reason.
Right.
Some people want to marry for love. Some people marry because it's financially beneficial.
Right.
Some people marry because that's just a thing to do. I'm 30 plus years old. I should be married by now. You're here. So, hey, why not? Let's just do this,
Right.
So it's very important that you understand your whys. Because that could potentially be an issue if I say I'm marrying for love and you marrying because it's going to give you financial stability. That's going to be a problem. It really is. So that's something that needs to be talked about prior to saying I do.
Facts.
What other questions you got?
This other one is, how do you handle conflict? Anger, avoidance, cool down periods. How do you deal with that? Because you don't want to get with somebody that just, could be violent.
Right.
They could be belligerent.
Yep.
Outraged. And they don't know how to deal with that. They need to your partner needs to know how to deal with that. Well, y'all need to know how to deal with that before you say I do.
Because conflict is going to happen.
Right.
That's just life. Conflict is going to happen. And you need to know how your partner responds in that. Philmore just talked about anger. He mentioned avoidance. Avoidance is another thing. If there's a conflict and you have a partner who is constantly avoiding issues, there's going to come when everything is just going to explode in your face. So you have to be able to attack whatever conflict there is together. So determining how you're going to do that together is something that needs to be figured out. Cause it's not good to be with someone who just wants to sweep it on the rug and act like nothing happened.
Right.
It's not good to be with someone who has an extremely explosive, anger, who is physically abusive, who is this, that, and the third.
Or verbal. Exactly.
Or verbal. And I would kind of add a like a 2A to this. You need to also see how that family addresses conflict. That'll show you a lot about that person as well. If you're around that person's family and you kind of see any conflict arise, watch and see how they deal with that. Because 9 times out of 10, that's how your spouse or your significant other is going to handle that too. Because that's what they know. That's learned behavior. So it's another little tidbit for that. So our third question, you got anything else before I go on?
Nope.
Okay. So our third question is, you also need to know, how do they handle stress? How do they do it? Have you seen this person in traffic? Let me tell you something. Atlanta traffic will bring you out of it. Okay? I be so zen and chill until I hit traffic. But, you know, I say that jokingly, but I'm so serious. I don't know what it is about traffic, but traffic bring out some stuff in people. Mm-hmm. So just be in the car with them when they in traffic and see how they respond.
I tell Ashley all the time, she needs like a reality show, like a little camera inside the car, because she is hilarious. And I'm not exaggerating. When she's driving and she's going through traffic, like, it's totally different when I'm driving. She's just all calm and stuff like that. Sometimes she'll reach over and blow my horn. Yes. But when she's driving, it's like an action-packed movie with a comedic relief. That thing be funny. I'd be like, man, you need a camera.
Y'all, listen. Traffic ain't no joke. But yes, you seriously need to know how to handle stress. You know, health issues, any type of stressors on the job, because let's just be honest, whatever is going on in your world, especially when it comes to work, 9 times out of 10, when you get off of work, you're still going to be irritated. You're still going to be stressed, and then you're bringing that stress into your household.
Right.
So it's essential that they have healthy ways of dealing with that stress, that they're not taking that stress and coming home and drinking, a bottle of whatever alcohol's in the house, or that they are not
Bulldog,
or that they are not engaging in any type of negative type of activity when they are stressed. You know, one of my stress relievers is I go to the gym, and that probably sometimes stresses me out more with my trainer. But
shout out to her trainer. You're doing an excellent job. If you're listening, doing an excellent job out there.
Yeah, sometimes he stresses me out more than my job does. But but that is one of my getaways, is to find solace in the gym. Another way I like to relax is like a mani-pedi. Just go to the spa or take a trip. Just anything to get me away from whatever's stressing me out. Child, I ain't got time. You ain't gonna stress me out, give me wrinkles in my face.
Not wrinkles.
Yes, wrinkles.
You know, another question would be, you know, talk about sex.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Yes, let's talk
about that.
Talk about it. And I'm not just talking about position, how you like it. I ain't talking about that.
You can talk about that.
You can, but I'm saying it needs to be more in depth than I like it this way and that way.
True.
There needs to be conversations, because this is real life. I think marriage is kind of painted in like this fantasy land, you know, that everything is peaches and rainbows, and I have a spouse now, we're gonna have sex every day and yada yada. Listen, you get married, life hits, that's just not realistic. So you really need to talk about each other's sex drive. How often do you expect sex? So you need to talk about your expectations. You know, you need to talk about what else when it comes to sex. I would say this when it comes to sex too, is me personally, past partners from the aspect of I don't want to say body count, because everybody be like, oh, show body count. Some people don't want to say that, but not from that aspect, but from the aspect of health wise, I would say.
Yeah.
That's the topic that needs to be addressed. And also when it comes to sex, I do think the topic of cheating needs to be addressed. Have you cheated in the past? And again, get to the root cause. Why did you cheat? Was it because you wasn't sexually satisfied? Was it because you was just doing something to do something? Was it because you was bored? You know, all that needs to be addressed, especially if you're going...
She had a big old booty.
All that needs to be addressed, because you need to understand where your partner's head is. You know, if they have a tendency to do that and your expectation is for them to be faithful, then you might potentially have a conflict.
Right.
You know, so this is stuff that has to be talked about. And I think a lot of stuff is just taboo, and a lot of stuff is, we go on assumptions. Like, I'm just assuming you're going to be faithful. I'm assuming you're going to do this. I'm expecting you to, but not a conversation wasn't really had. And so it's like, well, after something happens, then you all of a sudden want to discuss all these expectations. Like, we should address this first thing that it's in the bud, you know? Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah, so you just need to talk about, you know, everything. The health part, the good stuff.
The good stuff, baby?
Yeah, the good stuff. Trying to keep it, you know.
PG?
No, G rated. The good stuff. I can go a little, you know, be a little nasty.
Big nasty.
You don't talk about that stuff. I mean, hey, we all grown here, you know.
Yes.
Well, I hope everybody who's listening to this is grown.
Child.
Because, I mean, hey, just, you know, tell each other how you like to be satisfied. You know, hey, I like, you know, hey, look, I want to give me a little drinky drink before we do. If that's how you, is that how it works? Then that's how it works.
That's how it works, yeah.
So they will know. So there will be no issue.
Exactly.
That's the thing. You don't want no issue. You want to enjoy it. And you want to make sure it's fresh. Is you know, the fire is still there. And, you know, it could be anything. Hey, if you didn't gain some little weight, hey, that could be a turn off for somebody. Say, hey, baby, and don't be afraid. Let them know, baby, looking like a little whale over there.
So you better not say that. Child, Philmore gonna have y'all divorced. Like, you better not say. Whatever you say, you can speak truth, but make sure you say it with compassion and with love. Do not say that. Do not say you look like a whale. Hey,
if that's how y'all talk to each other.
No.
Then say it.
No.
Talk to each other how y'all talk to each other. If you say, hey, if she say, babe, you look like a little whale over there.
I just know Philmore else better not ever tell me that.
No, I would never tell you that.
Oh, okay. You better keep that to yourself. All right. I ain't playing with you.
Wakanda.
All right, so the next thing I think that everyone needs to talk about is the topic of children. You know, some people are bringing children into the relationship, which is fine. You need to, if that is the case where there are already children, you know, there prior to your relationship, then you need to address, you know, things of the other biological parent. You know, how you going to interact with them, whether the rules and the boundaries and regulations or whatever in pertaining to the children. You need to decide if you want to have more children, you know, how you going to raise these children, everything babies need to be discussed.
Yeah. Talk about that. Yeah. Talk about that.
That's all you got to say.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Talk about it. Yeah. Talk about it.
The next question, religion and beliefs.
Yes.
And your values. Please talk about that. Please. Yes. Please talk about that.
Yes.
Because y'all need to be evenly yoked. I keep saying that.
You do. You actually do. Especially when it comes down to religion and beliefs, that is definitely something that has to be agreed upon. For me, I know I spoke briefly a couple episodes ago about my non-negotiables. Religion, beliefs, and values are some of my non-negotiables. Like if we don't agree on just foundational things, then it's going to be a conflict with everything else. So we don't have to agree on everything, but when it comes down to religion and our beliefs and what we value, that is absolutely a non-negotiable. We have to agree or it just was not going to work, period.
Facts.
You also want to talk about, what your deal breakers are. Just like I said, my non-negotiables. What are your deal breakers? So just what are your deal breakers? What's not going to work for you, period? Like, just like I just said, my religion, my belief, my faith, my values, they were non-negotiables for me. Determine what your personal deal breakers are. And if, you know, that person has some of those deal breakers, then you have to just be honest with yourself and say, you know, I'm not going to trick myself into thinking that this is going to work.
Right.
You have to just be honest and say, you know what? These were my non-negotiables and I can't bend on these. Yeah. And that's what I have to say about that. Don't bend.
Cause Stone Cold said so. Another one is, money, individual money, joint money.
Yes.
Your debt.
Yes.
You know, you broke as hell. We need to know.
Listen, we're going to talk about these dollar bills, okay? Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about these dollar bills. We're going to talk about their credit score. We're going to talk about how we going to divvy up the money. We're going to talk about, are we going to have a joint account? Everybody having their own account? Are you going to keep your own and we still going to have a joint? Who's paying what debt? If I am short, will you help me pay my debt? All of that needs to be discussed. We need to have an outline of what we're going to do with this money. Generally, in a relationship, there is a spender and a saver. That's just what it is. Y'all got to figure out who's going to pay the bills, how you going to pay the bills, from what account, all that. Discuss it. Because we all know money is one of the major things that people get divorced over. Figure it out at the front end. Got anything?
Nope.
You don't want to talk about money?
Me?
You don't want to talk about money? Look at that. You don't want to talk about it.
Go get that bag. I like to go get that bag.
Yes. I'm just FYI, I'm the saver in the relationship.
I think they figured that out. Like,
I'll be like, how much is that? I got a coupon. Hold on.
You know what? She has gotten me some stuff. You know, or I'm, you know, when I'm out and her little light bulb will come in my head and I'd be like, oh, I got a coupon.
That's right.
And then I let her know, babe, guess what I saved?
That's right.
That's what I saved.
I don't believe in paying full price because I know if I can get an item for less, the same item, if I can get it for less, I want it for less. I don't want to pay the full price for it. Like I'm allergic to paying full price on things. It's like break out and hide something. I just don't. Like I would rather have the money in my pocket.
I feel you. I feel you. I understand.
Mm-hmm. So what else should they talk about?
Where are we living?
Yes. That's a good one. Figuring out where you're going to stay geographically. Mm-hmm. City, country, what state, all that.
House,
condo,
house, apartment.
You want to live in a tiny house?
The street.
A trailer? What you want to do?
The hood, the suburbs.
Yeah, all of that needs to be talked about.
The borough.
I didn't think it took. We talked about it, but it was a short conversation because it was already determined I was moving down here. So it was more like, oh, okay. I think for us, it was just a matter of when. No,
we talked about it. I told you I wasn't going up there.
Well, I wanted to leave anyway, so
yeah,
I wasn't. That was a short conversation.
Yes, there was no way I was.
So it was no. I was just like, ah. Oh, the other thing is how close you want to live to your family. That's another thing too. Mm-hmm. I have seen that in a couple of relationships where it's just like I don't want to live close to my family, and some people want to be next door to their family. So that is also part of that. Where do we want to live scenario as well? Mm-hmm. And I think the last one is when you're talking about marriages, as simple as it may be, household chores. What are the expectations? Are we going to go with the traditional gender roles where the man is doing all the outside stuff and, you know, car maintenance and the woman just takes care of everything inside the house? Is it going to be a 50-50 split? Is it going to be, I cook dinner on these 2 days and you do it on these 2 and we'll both do laundry? Like, all of that needs to be discussed. As simple, as trivial as it is, it needs to be talked
about.
Yep. That's all you gotta say is yep.
Yep.
It ain't got nothing to say.
Just talk about it.
Just talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we talked about chores before.
Not before. Not before.
And the reason why I put chores up there is because we actually had an argument about laundry one day. Do you remember that?
Yep.
That's why I say that. Like, it's as trivia as it was. I was just like, bruh, listen.
And the reason why it needs to be, it was something that needs to be discussed is because, you know, this day and age, everybody's independent. So it's kind of like, you know, she took it upon herself to do all the laundry. You know, it wasn't discussing. It was like, okay, she's going to do all the laundry. You know, I can do, you know, it wasn't, she didn't ask me, do you want to do your laundry? Or, how we should be doing laundry, or should we just do, I like doing laundry every day. That's, she likes doing laundry every day. I don't like doing laundry every day. Most of my clothes are work clothes. So, it just, I like to do it once and get it over with. She likes to do it every day. So,
First of all, it's every other. Just know
it sounds like that wash machine be all more than TV.
Just know the clothes are gonna be clean. But yeah, that is definitely something that should be discussed. I think the only choice now I'm thinking about, I think the only thing we really did discuss was cooking, and that's just because I like to eat. But I need to know who was gonna cook on what days and all that. But the other household chores was discussed later on when I think it just came down to expectations, because that's what I did when I was living solo dolo. Was, I did laundry quite frequently, and just like Philmore said, he waited till the laundry basket was overflowing before he decided he needed to do his laundry, which is gonna irk my nerves, because now we have double the laundry because 2 of us in here. And don't nobody want to sit there and wash clothes all day. I'd rather just wash it throughout the week. So by the time the weekend get here, I'm not stuck washing clothes all day. Like, who wants to do that? I don't.
And so why she washes every day?
Whatever. All right, so yeah, those were the 10 questions that we came up with. Like we said, that just gives you a little bit of foundation. Tailor those questions according to your specific relationship, and be sure to ask additional questions. Pay attention to your potential spouse's family and how they handle conflict, how they handle stress, just how they interact with each other, because that's always a good indicator on how will interact with you, and kind of give you an idea of some of their thoughts and their values and belief system as well. So in addition to asking questions, make sure that you're also observing them in different scenarios and different situations as well. That'll definitely be beneficial in preparing for their walk down the aisle. Anything you want to add, babe?
Just take heed of some of the things we said. Again, like we talked about, sometimes we are not the end all be all. We're just giving you our opinions, our suggestions,
and what we learned,
stuff that we've gone through and experiences. So take some of it, receive how you want to receive it, and apply it to yourselves. Yeah. Just try the stuff, just a little bit. Just try some of the stuff. Just a little bit. Just try it. That's all I ask. Just try it. It might help you. It might not. We're not saying it's a guarantee. People are so sensitive nowadays.
Oof, chat. Tell me about it. Yeah. But yes, so again, thank you just for tuning in for another episode of our Journey of Love. We're excited to announce we are now on Spotify as well. So in addition to iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube, we are now on Spotify. You can check out the podcast on Spotify. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Subscribe, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube page.
Subscribe on everything.
Everything.
We on everything. We on everything. I don't want nobody to ask me, how do I find you? We on everything. Everything. Look it up.
Oh Lord, look it up. Look it up.
Look it up. Wherever what kind of platform you want it on. YouTube, look it up.
But yeah, be sure to, like I said, just to continue to leave us reviews, on all the platforms we greatly appreciate it. Just a special shout out to all of our listeners. I know for our first month, we had over 250 downloads for our podcast. That is absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for continuously tuning in every week. We are so grateful for you, and we're so excited to see that. So yeah, I'm extremely excited. I look forward to many more episodes.
I am too. And I'm grateful for all of my listeners and my fans out there.
Not fans, child. Child, not fans. Like, you gonna be over here signing autographs.
Shout out to the fans.
All right, but again, thank you for tuning in to our Journey of Love podcast. Until next time, y'all remember, love is patient, love is kind. Be sure to join us here next time. Peace.